Oh, it is. Alright, perfect. Increase this a bit. There we go. Gotta play my playlist thing. What is the red thing? Anyway, good evening, my fellow intelligent species. I don't know why I said that, so funny. I cannot say anything while the music is playing. I just paused it. Alright, here we go. Keep that open a bit. Anyway, today, welcome back to another one of those boring live stream. So last time I went on air live doing programming stuff with ChatGPT, and I did not say anything because there's no reason for that. But now I feel like I might want to talk a bit about anything I'm doing, whatever I'm doing here. I'm gonna set up everything. So last time I'm working on this little project called NodeFlow C++. So it's a little program in C++ that allow you to do computational, basically it's just math. You can do math function in programming more easily, and this allow you to do derivative. And some of you might not understand that, and I understand that you do not understand. And so the reason I'm making that thing is because a while ago, let me check my things, I tried to create an artificial neural network library in C++ called the GammaNet, and I realized I'm such an idiot. Everything does not work properly because I don't understand anything. And here's a bit of the code for that library. So now I try to rewrite it again, but this time I learn about the automatic differentiation. This is more like a talking instead of me coding. So automatic differentiation is a method of taking derivative of any function. I mean, a computer is a method that allows computer to take derivative of any function easily. So, and in order to do that, I need to create the computational graph, and that's what I'm doing here. It's basically what I'm doing. And maybe some of you need the definition. You know what? Let's search that up here. Or maybe I should delete this one. Okay, anyone. So last stream I've been using this new technology, revolutionary technology called the ChatGPT, built on top of GPT-3 by OpenAI. We'll talk about it later. And so let us about the computational. Explain in high school term. Is the simplest form. Process data. It's still a bit complicated. It's not really a high school term. From a place to another, instead of showing the physical route, it shows you the different calculation and operation the computer need to perform in order to solve a problem. Still it's not simplified enough, but simply said, it is just the way to represent function inside computer programming, and I'm creating it in a programming language called C++. So I can create a bunch of function inside a function that do a bunch of random calculation inside C++. And the reason I'm creating it is because I'm planning on using it to create my artificial neural network, or simply said the fake brain or the machine learning stuff, because it requires a lot of math in programming. Yeah, so that's what I did last stream, and I want to create in C++ because I want to learn it. I want to learn this programming language, and I'm not really understand it that much. But with the help of our interesting, intelligent AI here. I don't know why I say intelligent AI. AI is the artificial intelligence itself. God damn, I'm talking alone. Yes, of course I am. Anyway, I don't have to do Google it. I don't need to Google anything anymore. I just need to search it here, and the result is there for you. Back in my day, so when I don't know about this thing, back in my day, I have to do like a lot of Google searches to solve a little program, very small little program. But now, why bother Googling? Well, you can just search it up here. Look at that. It just provide you a code for everything. But let's just talk about it. I don't feel like programming. So people are saying this thing might take our job anytime soon. But I don't think so, because in order to search stuff up, right now, if I tell it, if I wanted to create any kind of program for me, like the entire computational graph, it will not understand what I really want, because I'm directing, going forward for the efficiency. But I try it once, and it just create me using some random library out there, and it's not really what I want. And sometimes the code's not even work. Let's try it again. Let me create a new one, because right now it has a lot of context of my old code, so it might just copy my code and write it for me. It's not really good. Write me a computate. Sometimes not even write it for you, but just a bit of tweaking around with the prompt. It creates stuff for you. So this shows that sometimes it will not be able to do anything for you. You have to do like a lot of things by yourself too. And to do that, you have to ask it to write code chunk by chunk for you. If at least you don't want to write anything, you have to ask it to write chunks of code. And to write chunks of code, you still need to understand stuff to piece everything together, which means that you still need a lot of knowledge behind things that we building with the AI in order to write stuff down. So I don't think it will take any of our job really soon, but it might reduce the number of the programmer in the world, but it will not completely replace human programmer, because this thing is still a narrow intelligence, a narrow AI. Speaking of that, I actually asked it about the general AI. So I asked it, why can anyone create a general intelligence? Some of us might talk about the consciousness. We say that we don't understand what is consciousness, so we cannot create in the field of artificial intelligence. But there's actually people already working on creating this using some simplified model of human brain. So here's the reason. I don't want to read it, it's quite long. Long-term research problem requires understanding. Yeah, if I do Google search, let AGI. It's not possible because it's impossible to model the human brain. So Google is not really the answer we need. It just tells you it is impossible. Well, ChatGPT tried to find the solution for you because it trained on many texts out there. It doesn't mean that ChatGPT understands what's going on. It just diffuse some new information for you with some trained data. Relative simple machine, composite computation, has access to infinite memory and time. It's just weird to Google right now. I've been using ChatGPT for quite a while. So I proposed an idea of creating the general intelligence to it, and it says sounds good. So basically, what if instead of try to replicate the human consciousness like the entire brain itself, we create small chunks of network like the ChatGPT itself, and we create a multiple version of this network correspond to different things, like a vision like this, but my grammar is weird. A vision model that can see using computer camera or something, and we create a lot of this correspond to different field in our brain. One is to make decision, problem solving model, and all of those models doesn't need to be trained specifically for that, or we don't even need to train it. Then we piece it together and we use a larger intelligent model that we build to control it. I call it the what is it? Control model or control network. Where is it? Man, I cannot find it. The control network. So it's basically a neural network, a deep learning algorithm that specifically trained to control the other network, and all of those network can take input and output back to the other network. Basically all the information can flow to from one network to another. Why I'm saying this? Anyway, if we do that, we can basically replicate the human brain itself without thinking about the consciousness or anything at all. If we have enough version of the if we have a multiple type of this model that significant for the control network to learn, we can use a lot of them to piece a fully functional brain, so that it can learn, it can create a new piece of brain itself. Where is it? Here. So the cool thing is about this proposal is that the control network are allowed to create a new chunks of brain itself and train it to do specific things. And one thing about artificial neural network, it's never forget anything. It builds a muscle memory and it never get weak or like our brain. Because for example, if you're learning math, once we learn something else, we might forget the old formula because our muscle memory getting destroyed. I don't know why I say that, but we cannot remember stuff very long because of that. But for the AGI, it might be able to remember stuff very long time, and it even create new brain and getting smarter and smarter. So that is basically my idea of creating an AGI. So if anyone watching and have the ability to create a network, please do it. It is so cool. I thought it's a cool thing to work on. And also it's recommend me a bit of information where I can learn more about it. It's the OpenAI, which is basically the company, the startup company that it's not startup, it's a group of people. Why I say a group of people? It's a company, of course. It's a company that creates ChatGPT itself. And beside the ChatGPT, there's a lot of cool things that they have done so far, and it is mind-blowing. And one of the most significant one is the GPT transformer model, GPT-3, that can generate text. And for some reason, they build the ChatGPT on top of that, and it's getting a lot cool. And people can use it, and everybody talking about it. And I'm doing live stream with it. Jeez. God damn, talking low. This feels weird. Anyway, now I'm in my new setup. My old setup is demolished for some different purpose. I'm in my temporary broke boy setup. I have to sit like boom. Anyway, I don't know anyone watching. Rather just do the program. Another thing, I'm just starting to use Spotify. I'm not advertising my playlist, but I learned about the Spotify recommendation algorithm, and it is also fascinating. So let's ask it. So basically, if you listen to like some of your favorite song long enough, it will recommend you a few more good songs down here. But I think it is a cool thing because so far I've been listening to YouTube, listen to random music on YouTube. I try to use the Spotify, and it is good. It's not advertising or anything, it's not sponsored or anything, it's just cool stuff. So also use AI and things like that. And AI is just everywhere now. Variety of algorithms to generate personal recommendation for the user. The main algorithm that powers this recommendation is the Discover Weekly algorithm, which uses collaborative filtering, natural language processing to recommend song plays to user download. Blah 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 blah. Basically, it's just cool. It just I don't know what to say about all of this. And some of you might not even notice that they're being affected by this new technology. It's not even new, it's been built like a few years ago. Anyway, I'm gonna do coding for my things again. Continue on my things. I've been code off stream a while. I organize everything into files. I'll show you a demo on how to use my how to use this computational graph. It's not really working yet. It's only work for primitive data type. It's like a 1, 2, 3, 0.6 or something like that. It's just normal number. And in order to build a deep learning model, we need a way to represent matrices in this thing. So that's what I'm going to do today, but I'm going to show you how to create a function, a bunch of functions to be specific. So all of this is built on top of a thing called node. Node is just a single operation in math. I tried to find a way to explain this, but I couldn't. So I created a bunch of functions that we may need. So let's create a variable and the type of int. So variable is just a node. It's just a thing that we represent, and we call it a, give it the value of 10, or a type of int, b, give it the value of 20. And now if we want to add these two values together, we just need to create an operation node with the add function followed by the type, which is integer, and we just give it a operator name, a node name. I just give it f, and it take two other node to do the calculation. So I'm gonna pass in a, gonna pass in b, and this thing is just a pointer to this variable. So the reason I pass a pointer into this operator is because when we take the derivative of this function, it will also propagate back to the variable, to the leaf node, and able to take the derivative and give us the value of that variable. And now if I want to do any calculation, if I want to evaluate the function itself, I just need to take f dot evaluate. Last time I called it compute, but I changed the word compute to evaluate to sound more reasonable. And the stdc out, in case you don't know, just print things out. I just print this value outside with a custom with a new line character to create a new line every time we print something out. And hopefully it works, because our library is a crap right now. See, flow, source, creating G++. I'm gonna compile the code. That's what I'm doing, if in case you don't know. Now it is error. What's going on, sir? And by the way, I can just copy this error and paste it to the ChatGPT, and it will solve it for me. But I just feel like I'm gonna solve it myself. I'm that guy. What the hell am I saying? Anyway, what was the problem? Oh, I know why. So I changed my code a while ago to, instead of taking that, my arm is talking on the phone. Anyway, now it should be working fine. I'm gonna clear everything, run the code. Boom. Now you can see it is 30, which is the answer between 10 and 20. And if I want to take the derivative of this function, basically a add b, and we know the derivative of function of this function is simply 1, but we want the computer to do it. So I can take a f dot differentiate. I'm not sure if it's the right word to use. And if I do that, after that I can take I can see the derivative value of the function f respect to a by using a dot get d value. I need to change that name. I need to change that method name. Doesn't sound right. Anyway, clear, compile, run. Now we can see this is the derivative value, which is 1, which is what we expect it to be. So now if we want to do a more complicated operation, let's do a simple neural network. Let's create a variable with the type of double, basically a bunch of decimal place available for us. So call it w equal to 1 variable, another variable called the type of double called b, stands for bias, which is what we need for the neural network. Create another one for x, which is the input of our network itself. Give it the value of 2 for now. Now let's create a network. So in neural network, if we write it in the math form, I think there is just one layer. So x, a function of f of x, will, I should not write it in here, x, we need to take the x multiplied with a weight and plus bias and put into an activation function and call it a. But right now I only have I only got the ReLU activation function. I don't have anything else. Gonna put it there. This is how you're going to calculate, going to evaluate the value of neuron in the next layer in neural network. And since we cannot represent metric yet, we have to do only one layer. Maybe we can do multiple layer, but let's just ignore that for now. So if I want to create a function, I have to create the outer function first, which is ReLU. So op, and put the name ReLU in there with the type of double and call it a name f, and I can just type another operation node in here. So ReLU take only one operation node, and that node is the addition between x multiplied with w and b. So probably I got it wrong again. Got called double plus. I'm not sure if you understand it, but I'm just going with that. I just want to talk. I cannot just I don't know what's going on right now. Brain damaging, maybe. Anyway, the addition between x multiplied with w, so create another one. A double of multiplication. So pointer to x, pointer to w, and pointer to b for the addition. And let's try it out. stdcn f.evaluate. Clear everything, compile, no error, a. Oh, it doesn't say anything. That's strange. I think we should do this. Oh, now it's really crapping me up right now. So the addition. Gotta be something wrong with this. Let's see. Positive pointers. let's test something first. This is not what I expected to be. It working fine yesterday. It's not yesterday, a few days ago. Anyway, I'll take a value of W. I should do this. Ah, it's working for the value function. Now for the rest. Not sure why it's not working. Let's do the addition. Crap. Hit that. Up. Double. Add. Wait, we do the multiplication first. We have to do the multiplication. This doesn't even have a. Yeah, it does have the multiplication. So the F, the multiplication between X and W. But the multiplication is also working. Not sure what's going on right now. Let's do the addition. Now let's do the addition of multiplication. So this one is up. And B. No, no answer. I think it's because here, for some reason, there's also no answer. So this thing, it should return a note. Where is it? I don't know. Good question. Did I talk too much? Here, the thing can get a temporary object. I mean, but why it worked last time, it's not working today? Did I do something wrong? Do not know. Oh. Maybe I forgot to use the namespace. I mean, it worked even I don't use it, but for some reason everything's just tricky. Trust issues, so I have to do it. Oh, now it's working. How did it decide to work all of a sudden? Because of the note, I mean the namespace, annoying weird stuff. Anyway, it's fine for now. Let's do something else more productive. The addition. Anyway, let's put back our function. Call it F again. Oh, what a day! What a stream! Alright, now should be able to do the function thingy. Not again. Oh, it's this. It doesn't matter for the operator thingy. No, it's still not working, so I cannot blame it. can't be blamed like that. So it worked for the. Let's break everything into a different method of using this library. Ignore that. Let's go with the simplest one. Double. So we have to do the multiplication first between w and x. So let's say m for the multiplication between w and x. Now we call the addition. And I call it a, just for add. And the addition we add between m with the b. Basically what we're doing here is just break everything down into their simplest function, small function, and we add back everything together. After that, after we add it, we just take the value of the addition function. It just become annoying. So the value is the final one. Okay. Now give me a 5 answer, which is doesn't seem right. W multiplied with x2 plus 3, 5. Oh, you're right. Now let's try to change the value. What if I don't want to evaluate at x equal to 2, I want to evaluate at x equal to different value, x equal to 10. I just do this. It's convenient. That's the best I can do, man. Run it. Boom. Now when x is 10, our function returns 13. How do I talk like that? Anyway, if I want to take a derivative, which is necessary to train a network. So to train a network, I have to take derivative respect to their parameter. All of these are the parameter. It's not all. The x is just input. The w and b is the parameter. It is just value that we can be changed. So every time we train the network, we pass in the input, expect some output, calculate the error, how much the input, how much the AI screw up. We just need to calculate how bad is the AI, is the network, and we just need to tell it that how bad it is, so make it cry or something. Using derivative, it's very efficient to make somebody cry. So differentiate, and hopefully after knowing its own mistake, it can improve and hopefully learn from their mistake. That is how humans learn, and that is the way we try to teach a AI how to learn. So I take the derivative of f, and now we just need to tell it respect to what. So if it's after it differentiate, it just calculated the respect to every single function, to x, to b, to anything. So all we have to do is to take that derivative value out. So I want to get the w, so get the value, get the derivative value. I need to find a better name for that. So derivative of the whole function with respect to w is 10, which makes sense because the derivative of the entire function respect to that. Let's try some simple note. I have this application I can take note on. Alright, let's write some math. You don't hear this every day. Write some math. Yeah. Alright, let's basically our network is W multiplied with, actually you C dot to write that, yes, X, and add it with B. And then when you take derivative of that, it's when we take derivative of the outside function, let's do the, I just want to illustrate how it's look. So D crap, it cannot be dw respect to the value of that. I'm supposed to be doing some chemistry lab right now, but whatever, man. Teaching is better. Anyway, derivative of that function respect to the entire thing, it's basically the derivative of ReLU respect to what inside, so should be prime there's derivative multiply with, now can I do that? Basically I'm just procrastinating right now, and thank you for watching me, for staying here. Anyway, derivative of the outside respect to the inside, and now we take the derivative of the inside, which is basically the d of w multiplied with x plus b, and we know that b are just constant in this case because we try to take derivative respect to w. I should not write it in d, I should write in a different syntax, a different symbol to take the partial derivative instead of derivative itself. It's the wrong notation, but we go with it. Anyway, b is just constant in this term. X is just the coefficient of w because we respect to w. So derivative to that, w equal to 1. So we have x left. That's it. That's it. So we have to take the derivative of the outside, which is the derivative of the ReLU function. If the input is something, it's going to return 1. If the input is negative something, it will return 0. That is how the ReLU function works. So this thing would just return 1. And 1 multiplied with x, which is 10, it is 10. So how did I explain to myself? No one watching, man. The value is 10, so it is correct. I am supposed to write something. Let's fix that error early. I don't know what is going on, really. What's happening? Let us ChatGPT, because our title was supposed to use ChatGPT to do something, but instead we do something else. The entire code, let's tell it, have this code, so it's no, and previously we have this alright. And this code, why do I don't know how to speak right now. What? Why? There is no output in the terminal, in the console. Because there is issue with the evaluate function. Interesting class. The evaluate call double ReLU function, the main function, but it's not returning the outputting any value. Slightly. I thought it's no the thing. I thought this thing understands something, but what it said, it just basically it tell me that I did not write something. Actually, it might be correct. Check my note. I mean up. And we have the evaluate function here. Screw you, I did implement it. The value set to that. Evaluate. What do you mean, Mr. Also construction. Sir, I'm using header file. Let's run this thing again, just to make sure it doesn't move. Now it's, now it's work. What is going on? Last time it wasn't output anything, and for some reason it decided to come back to work. I just got a dinner or lunch or something. Taking a break to have a dinner. The hell? Yeah, that's what is going on in my brain every time I do programming. So anyway, now it's work, and it's pretty convenient to write the function like this. So I would try to explain it one more time. We create a operation node, basically a multiplication node, a function that take this two variable top up here, multiply it, that's it. Then we create another function outside, which is taking the result from the multiplication and add it to this variable called b over here, and the entire thing will have to input back to another function called ReLU, which is pretty simple. I don't know how they call it exactly. Let's ask ChatGPT. It's some here, rectify linear unit. It's very simple. ReLU, if the input is larger than 0, it just that value. If the input is smaller than 0, the value will be just 0. And you can see it here. Alright, I'll leave the job to ChatGPT and let it explain to you what it is about. Look like it finished. Alright, here as the activation function in neural network, which it's the purpose of me doing it right now, because it's computationally efficient. It is, because it's just simply a if statement. If the value is larger than 0, output the value. If the value is smaller than 0, output 0. That's it. Introduce sparsity. Nice. Anyway, everything's working. I probably should turn on back the music and do a bit of programming. Anyway, for those who don't know ChatGPT, it's just an AI model that answer anything you have in your mind. And if you're not an efficient Googler, you can use this thing. It's more better. So I did ask it about my chemistry. In this chapter, and it just look at that. But I'm not going to memorize those formula anyway. I just want to know what is it going to be, how to prepare for a chemistry exam in one day, because it's going to be here very soon, and there's quite a bit of list that you have to follow here. Stay calm. I'm completely calm right now. Get get help. Oh, I thought it called 911 or something. Prioritize sleep. Yes, I got like 2 hours of sleep. I'm joking. I did not sleep. Anyway, practice problem solving. Use flashcard. Identify the most important material. Good things. I asked it about math. It's also now it. Of course, I asked it about AI itself, and it is a pretty good AI when you know when it can answer the AI question. For some reason, I cannot click on that. It's very exceptionally, I don't know. Yeah, it also know about the general AI. Rather than just give you the impossible, like the answer saying impossible to create general AI, it tell you it's actually possible. People are creating it. I'm not sure how to find the information on any of this, because it mentioned. I just got distracted. As mentioned, it's also mentioned that OpenAI and DeepMind is working on creating a general intelligence with this idea of mine, a bunch of it. I asked it what it is thinking about for opinion, and I'm not sure how can I find exactly the work done by OpenAI on the general intelligence. But yeah, you got the idea that it is really understand anything. Computer vision tracking. Accidentally passed my name in there. Don't know why. So it gives you anything you want to know. So I just got distracted again. Let's get back to our things. I have this question about C++ deleted. I'm going to create a new one, because for if you if you talk with it on a specific topic for long enough, the answer will propagate. I mean, it keep repeating back to the old things you mentioned, because it read back from the old context you have. So if you ask a new question that purposely to it's supposed to be a new different type of question, a different answer, but it will give you the answer that is already given, like the old one, or your something related to your stuff you provided. So you gonna create a new one every time you want to ask something, if you already asked it for long enough. And I think it's a very good tool to learn programming. I haven't used it on many other fields yet. I use it on math and chemistry, something like that, and some random general question. But people saying it can do philosophy. Let's try. Actually, let's do it. Oh damn. Philosophy and stuff. Feels so. I don't know how to pronounce the exact question. Spiritual purpose, positive impact. And what is the point? I mean, the universe is larger. I don't being a weird kid. Ultimately, the meaning of life is personal and subjective concept. Bit different for each individual, of course it is. And what's the so yeah, it can give you answer in case you are depressed, have an existential thought or something. Anyway, I'll go back to my things. I gotta get this thing done. Being unproductive right now. How long have I been? Jeez, almost an hour. Gotta move this note. Put back the music. Alright, before I actually code, I need to mention a bit what I'm going to do, because right now our computational graph can only take single number, and I want a way to represent matrices. In case you don't know, I don't even know why I have to show you everything I'm talking about, because people probably not really interested in this. This is called the matrix. Matrix is a bunch of metrics, and it's just a mathematical object that allow you to represent a bunch of data. So it's a good thing to build an AI machine learning stuff with a library with that. So right now it's only support one data type. And why do I have this thing here? It's not right. So one way I'm thinking is to create something called a tensor. A class called tensor. It's just another mathematical object that able to represent any type of data. Like this one, like a scalar, just single number. It can represent a vector, which is a single row of matrices, and can represent matrix. It's just a rectangle data thingy, and everything is just tensor. So I need to find a way to do that. I have a bit of a bit of idea in my mind right now. So I'm gonna create that, and we're gonna ask ChatGPT along the way if you have any problem. I'm gonna try to do everything on my own as much as possible. So with the help of AI, it's been quite a good, how should I say that, it's been great using AI because I learned C++ a lot. I can see my improvement in this new programming language. With the help of the fake intelligent individual. I don't know why I'm saying that. Anyway, the tensor should be array. Data or value, maybe. Let's call it data, because this thing is going to represent a lot of kind of things. Oh yeah. So I tried to create this thing before, yesterday to be exact, to be specific. And I run into a lot of problem, and I ask ChatGPT for solution. It's not working properly, and I got an idea if it's going to work. Let me ask the ChatGPT. in C++ is representing a array of size 1 of a scalar efficient. I forgot the comma, but I still understand what you're talking about. Represent a scalar value as an array of one generally considered to be efficient. It's because the array, of course, array is not efficient as a variable. I can just create a variable using t, call it data, like that. But I want to make it more general, so I can use it on scalar, on vector, and matrix itself. So just keep track, array size, metadata, additionally accessing element of the array. Is there any way to a solution to this? I want to try to be polite right now. I want to create I want to use it. Got to create a data type call to scalar to create data scalar. And also I want to store but it's just a humble question. Everything's just mixed together and the question is a bit long. There we are. Let's type name for the size of our tensor. Oh, here it is. One way to create a scalar class. It's been an hour officially. It's a bit slow. Oh, why don't I think of that? No, let's stop. Are you going to stop? Oh, you should stop it then. It gives you a quite a bit of a good solution that I never think of. This is insanely good. And also there's an icon library and blah blah blah. I want to create stuff myself instead of using a pre-created stuff out there. Anyway, what I suggest is to just create a metric class and then use it as a scalar if you want to, with a size of 1 multiplied with 1. That's it. And if you want to use a for vector with a row of 1, then the rest is just a bunch of room for the vector value, and of course for the matrix. Interesting. But I still want to make it more clean, because right now if we want to use a scalar, we have to call a matrix, and it also might not be efficient in many ways. I need to find a way that it is not efficient. Thus, go back to first principle thinking. What if I do this? What if I do this? Let's ignore the type for now because it is annoying. Make it a pointer so I can initialize it here. Not sure it's going to work. I learned it before. And then we inherit the thing from tensor. Oh, there's no error, man. Perfect. This is interesting. Let's create the matrix. I'm gonna make this public. So the metric is different. To create a metric, we need the template to be more efficient. Let's just use template for everything. Template T. Rows. Type name columns. Now it does. Oh, yeah, I should do. So energetic. Boom. Error. Oh, it's not type name. It is size T for the size. Boom. It seems to be working properly. Probably. Yeah, let's create some matrix. With 2 by 3. Call it A. Boom, no error. What the hell is going on? No, it wasn't. I didn't expect it to be this simple. Is it really simple at all? let get value, make it virtual. Get value. Actually, we don't even need to make it virtual at all. Return this data 1. This might not be a good. No, it is good. Yeah. Then we don't do anything here. Just leave it out. I think we should return something at least in case. This I make this so that we know it is something of the class. It's a private member. It's just a matter of good coding, good design. This data of 1 or 0. Now we gotta override it, overload it with the t get value. This is redundant, but I just do it. Let's just do it. Just do it, right? And I'm gonna create a constructor for scalar that take t as a value. Initial value. But that is interesting. We already initialize. We declare data here. We declare another one here, and we declare another one here, which is basically doesn't sound right. Something gotta be wrong to be this simple. Initial data, initial value. What if we overload it here? Row size tcall. This call multiply with rows, I think, plus doesn't sound right. Column major matrix. Oh, I also have to mention that I did ask it about music theory and stuff, and it also understand those things. And it's pretty helpful to have some things to teach you how to learn something else. It's a good thing. Or matrix indexing. Can you just give me the answer and stop explaining everything? Here it is. Damn. I is row. Row multiply with the n. It's the number of columns, so it should be calls. Add with call. What a bad naming convention. Oh, boom! It's working. precise instead. My phone is broken. What are English words I use? Shall not proceed. Oh, I wonder something. It should be cool. Right. This bus program. That is should be great. Program with the Shakespearean, I don't know, mood or what they call it. I'm not that vocabulary thing, guys. All I know is the comprehension of the things. Oh, let's go for it. What? Hark. Forsooth. No, it's actually do the thing, get the job done, but it doesn't understand what oh, okay. I put the wrong word too, and right again. Do it again. But this time the entire should feel Shakespearean. Now I got distracted again, sorry. Using comment or something. I should say code instead of program. This is some interesting stuff. Anyway, get back to my things by generating code. Data. Oh no, there it is. I'm gonna finish my code here. Should be equal to the initial value. Ooh, there it is. It is the truth is best. God damn. Hit the number. 'Tis I, a programmer. Anyway, I got my things down. I'm gonna write my code while the AI do its job. Oh, it's working. Anyway, let's look back our things. Here it is, else 'tis but a I like how they just say but a simple number, and thus our journey through the number doth end. I don't know how to pronounce that properly. Doth. This is different. I gotta take a screenshot of this or something. I'm gonna left it there. Anyway, I'm gonna ask it, is my program safe? Because it doesn't seem safe at all. focus on the member. Is it safe to declare it as a pointer in tensor? I don't know how to ask questions probably then. Declare another one in scalar and matrix. It is not safe to declare as a pointer in tensor class and declare another one in the same name in scalar and matrix class. This is because the scalar and metric class inherit from tensor class, so will be hidden by the member variable. Oh, that's why we're gonna make this protected so that it can be accessed by a child, they call it. And that is still working. I'm not sure why. Oh, there it is, using this. How is that even possible? Let's try that. Tensor T data. Did I make it thing? That is it. That is perfect. But it doesn't. Doesn't initialize to be row by column. Now just give me back the weird code. Still don't like it that way. Let's make it proper array there. This data equal to new t of 0, t of 1. It seems safe now. Can I? I've been learning C++ a while, but I still got only like a simple concept done. But when I use the ChatGPT, everything just constantly flow into my head. I think it's the reason is because it's more like I know if I got stuck on some problem, I can just ask the ChatGPT and it can just, I'm not really like afraid of trying something weird and new. So just give me a way to learn something new really fast, really quickly. Then what does this feel? And if I don't understand, I just ask it to explain to me. That's it. Insane. I still cannot get over the fact that I this technology is here in my generation. It is, I keep saying insane. It is spectacular. Anyway, can it be in a new int on no, it's element of the same statement. Dynamically allocate memory to heap for objects not used initial array. No, so I cannot do that, so I got it. And I can just write like this if I want to, but I get used to the word this. I can just do it that way, but I can't. So the initialization of this is this data with the new t with calls the row multiple calls. My S key is broken, cannot type. Alright. Boom, now there's a proper error. Flexible array member, otherwise empty. Is in a and in the same. You ask it like that.
Mấy này nên y transfer và y transfer hàng nhập nha, nó sai cho con banh lui ăn là tụi hay nó nhung banh.
So I think I'm going to make it extra safe by not really understanding how to make it extra safe and more convenient and fast. Because right now, if we initialize this way, using the new keyword with the type and making a new array, simply said, it will be slow if we do this in a mass, in a way that if you use this thing a lot, basically, if you use it a lot, if we keep doing this, it's going to be a bit slower than in the case that we don't do this. Let me try to do something that I want it to be as fast as possible. With my limited knowledge, I do not know how to do that then. Why do I have to say anyway? Why do I do that? Alright, type name, or should I say size t? God damn, my E key just flying off my things. Let me check my name. Wait. I typed too hard. put my
Okay,
E back. Damn, I like talking alone. That was a sarcastic size. T's. My S button is not working. I need a better name than this. T size, not precise. It's not really precise to use that way. Now I can call it here by give it a 1, and in here instead of 1 give it a rows multiplied with columns. So if I want to create a 3-dimensional tensor, a 3-dimensional array, I can just multiply 3 times because all of our things are just in one single dimension array. Bam. What a genius. Too much self-congratulation. I hate it, but at the same time it is cool. Anyway, we do that. We initialize using that way. That method over there is going to initialize a array in the parent. Then the child can use it too. So this data 0 make it equal to initial value. That's it. I want to do one last thing before I end this because it's been an hour and a half and it is quite a bit long. I have to do other things. So goddamn, this song is December feeling. It's already January. Let's still listen to that song. Anyway, initialization of this, I want to create another constructor for matrix for the random value, so it should be now we can initialize our matrix into a random matrix with the minimum value and maximum value and seed value. Loop through every one of this. Let's copy that. Try to be a efficient programmer instead of a not efficient one. Create another function here, generate random maybe. And make this equal to that. I like to put it this way. It's clean to see, look at, clean to look at. Anyway, let's ask ChatGPT a random value. I can just search Google, but no, it is in a artificial intelligence era where we can just ask AI to do it for you. Create an efficient and great random, I don't know what word should I use, random number generator, C++ function name generate random min random double max random double seed. create an efficient and great random number generator in C++. The function is named my S button is broken. That. Alright. Here is an example of function generate random numbers given. No, I don't want to use any library, man. A better one. I want to create a different one. I don't want it to use that. I guess it's just going to use that anyway. But still, what is the most efficient and random number generator algorithm? Forgot the question mark. Maybe I need to implement it myself. Or what a truly random number generator depend on the specific use or application. However, the thing is, this AI seem what should I say? It doesn't like a bot. If a bot, it will use the same word again and again, but every time you type in stuff, it just knew. Here is an example. This function use that is just the explanation. Here's an example. Wait, there is redundance. No, I mean a repetition, repeated pattern that we can see. I'm not sure if that really a pattern, or maybe the thing is intentional. I can see this. It's really hard to find a pattern in this. I think they are watermarking their generated content somewhere soon, but it's going to be insanely cool if they watermark it. It's not for me. Anyway, it's widely used, high quality, pursued remedies, a suitable wide range of application. This is not a cryptographic application. I just want a random generator. Wait, I think I already implemented one in my code back in the day. Alright, let's see. Let's see history. Alright, creating metric node. Yeah, this one maybe. Oh, here it is. Checkpoint. I already copied it from Google last time, so no worry. Generate random. That is in double. Hopefully it's working. It's going to work. Ooh, boys, let's go. Alright, let's this function is also created by ChatGPT, so sometimes you don't need to implement everything by yourself. It's just a random number, so we don't have to really reinventing the wheel or go back to reinvent. I mean, no, creating the molecule by yourself. In our big application, this thing is just a molecule. We don't have to worry about creating a genetic replication of our generating function. Just copy and paste, that's it. Is it going to, can OpenAI really sue me for this? I don't know. I'm gonna use it anyway. Let's try create a random number, -1 to 1 with a seed of 0.0. Just say 0. Boom. Try it again. Boom. Still the same number because we have this seed over here. Put it 1. Boom. Different number. Yeah. This thing is revolutionary. Let's create a void called print. Maybe. Let's create a type. Enum. This enum things also learn from ChatGPT. It taught me a lot. Let's call it cancel type. Let's call scalar. Make it 1. I don't want to use string in this case, just use that. Vector 2 matrix. Why everything is perfectly lined up so good? This is a good question. Tensor type. S. Just declare it and do not define it. And then you can set the type to something. That is a good. I find a good way of initializing this thing so that it's repeatable and what did we put up there? Let's say no to that because we're using template too much. I'm not sure if it's going to affect the performance. Let's ask it. Is using error now. Copy. Compile time, not a problem. Difficult to understand main code, also not really a problem right now. But there is no problem with the efficiency, the performance of our code itself. To debug. What is this word? Let's just invent some new word or something. Let's just search some synonym and use the thesaurus. Good judgment. Or maybe I'm just too bad at understanding verb vocabulary. This guy is better. Anyway, let's initialize our stuff. Maybe using a tensor. Let's not make this a default. Cannot type. Or maybe to be gentle, but it doesn't work either way. Right, now we initialize that way, so every time we call this constructor here, we have to call our tensor not again. Tensor with the type of t, value 1, and passed in a scalar type. That should be it. I've got to do the same thing to here. Instead of matrix, instead of scalar, it should be matrix. We know the oh, not all yet. And this thing is a bit too long. Put it down. Anyway, initialization is fine. Let's make a print function up here. Print. How do I do that? Oh, const, because it doesn't change anything. You gotta understand the fundamental. Loop through data, basically. Size t. I to 0, I smaller than the problem. Oh, it's not a problem, it's simple. Right, let's go. Print std. Std this data at the index I, and with space in between, and every time we print in, we gotta need to ask what type of oh crap. So the only time we want to enter the new line, because if we print use some simple math, maybe. Again, this. And no more ASMR. Tensor type is equal to the matrix. If it's that, if so, we also have to ask if it at the beginning of each row or column or something. And the thing is, we don't know the size of our things at all. We don't know anything, the information about the metrics at all in the tensor class. God damn, it's been a while. Let's check the time. It is almost 2 hours. So the t size, so we cannot just pass the total size, we have to pass individual stuff, like an array of size maybe. We'll figure out that later. Let's make the print function inside the metric itself. Don't do anything weird. It'll just be a normal kit. hopefully we got things right. Row. Cannot say size now. Column equals 0. Column smaller than calls. Intelligent. Edit. Boom. Now we have to print out. Now I cannot say STU. Oh, there we go. We have to print out this data. Or I can just create another function called index. Size 2 index size t again. Size t again. This is basically calculating the indexing for our things using this formula. And there's a lot of places where we're using this thing. Past it here. And now we call the index of row and column. Now we do this for this. Calls. Maybe we still need to do it here too. Call. Easier. So if we change our mind to a different how do I say that, a different model of our metric representation, you can just change it in here instead of changing the entire thing. Return it. Column major indexing. Anyway, every time we print something in the same row, just actually got it. We have to go through every column before row, and then we create a new line. That's it. That's it, baby. Let's go. Expect at the end of the input somewhere here. Forgot a closing bracket. Silly mistake. Tensor double one is not the direct base of matrix. Oh, see what it is? Right. The problem is, do we even need that? We do. Just leave it there. Rows. I need to find a different way to pass this into the tensor, the parent thingy, because right now it is very sketchy. It doesn't tell any information to the parent, it's just the total size itself. So wrong. Multiply this with column. No, stop it. That should be good. Oh, boom, another error. Did not expect that. Passing cons that argument discard. Blah blah. Do not understand, Mr. So it should be the first one. There might be a reference problem, something like that. Discard. We can ask ChatGPT, but I try to do it myself really quickly. Go test everything. Boom. Still not going to work. This data. Oh. Can make that, and maybe gonna make it a reference. Still a big things. Maybe we're going to modify the things anytime later. Do we even need this? We don't even need that. Enemy. Why do I say enemy? Maybe a.print. Now we can find a way to print it out. I should change this to different keyword instead of print. Let's make something cool. I cannot. I try to make it view. I cannot. I just use print then. Now there's another problem just popping up after our things. Passing const as this. I think it's the const problem again. Boom, there it is, our random number. Oh, it's not really random after all. So we have to generate a random seed too. Ooh, not good. Let's just use some more code up there. Wait. Oh, I used that in a new thing something. C++ library for random number 0 to oh, this is interesting. Include random. Oh, I gotta train myself to accept it. Right. There we go. There's no way out. So the problem provide seed multiply with their index. Damn, why don't we think of that? So the seed multiply with row and column. This is a bit inefficient if you think about it too much. Multiplication, it doesn't really matter in this case. Now, everything is not random. Huh. Why it's so hard to just think of a random things? What if you create an AI that can generate you a truly random number? That would be. This is a startup idea over there. Take it away. Any fellow entrepreneur? I'm not an entrepreneur. Any entrepreneur out there? Do it? No. Why we have a lot of seed? Let me go back to my different code. I might use a very good one. I think I was bleeding. Anyway, got you in here. Here. This is the declaration. Huh? So I use this in whatever that is. Let's seed it up, shall we? Let's not do that. Pastly did a better job at doing this. Where's landmarks? There's no landmarks. Just to get the job done for now, and I will implement a better one. This is not what I really want, but it's for the sake of testing. Set it up here. LIVESTREAM. I need to import it somewhere. This is a constant somewhere. This is basically convert from 0 to 1 to a different range of number, I think, because I'm the one who wrote it back then and I forgot. That seemed to be what it is. Let import stuff. There's no oh, here. There's a random over there. Boom. Now it is random. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to whatever this is. You can also use a printf instead. Print. But that's not really things right now. Everything's still the same because we seed it up, and I wonder what's going to make it really random. I can't. But there's the number. Let's change the seed to 0. Boom. Is it the same number? Don't know. 997. Change it to 2. It's still 997 for the first one, but the rest is different. This one is 0.1. What about this? What about we do this? I'm not sure if this even going to generate you. It is not. It's all the same. So if you provide the right seed, it's always be the same. And now it is truly. It's not truly. I don't like saying truly. What I'm realizing is that this is 2 by 3, which is 2 a 2 by 3 matrix. 2 by 4. 2 by 4 matrix should look like, what is it? I think it doesn't look like this. What is it? Two row, 4 column. So my declaration of this matrix is wrong. It should like look like this instead. So the indexing might be wrong. Or is it because I do this? It doesn't really matter in this case. Let's go through every single row and every single column and do it. That is correct. Let's go through every single. Is it different? Let's make it suspecting. They're all the same, doesn't really matter. So the way we, maybe the way we printing stuff, we go through every single column, but wait, it's not right. What is this is row indexing. It shouldn't make any difference. Just testing. So the way we printed is wrong. So what I should do is instead we swap this. Oh man, it's complicated. But not much. Should be able to solve it. The indexing, yes. The solution here. Simple, just swap it around. Make sure that you put the plus and the negative side to the right of the battery, the AAA or something. Just swap it around. And it should be fine. Alright, now we have a matrix and scalar. I just need to create a vector. I don't think we need. I don't even think we need that. We just make it one. Boom, a vector. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. My fellow YouTube user over there. Comprehend. Anyway, gotta check the value. The value is between -1 to 1. It is seemed to be correct. Let's make it this. I like to manually. Oh yes, perfect, just perfect. Nice. Well, I think I'm gonna stop the stream today. This is a song. Saturn. And turn off the song. I can do a perfect outro. I don't know what to say. I'm gonna stop it right here. Thank you. No one. I know no one is watching. I don't know how to see that. But what should I say? Experience. God damn, what am I talking about? Let's go. Let's just end the stream. Have a great night, great day. In case you just watch this tomorrow or something, because it's still on YouTube.